What's up, dudes? It's time for a collection video of sorts. I'm going to be showing you my USA made knife collection. In fact, I'm going to call it the North American made knife collection because I have my Grimsmos here and one North Arms knife. So that's 3 knives made in Canada. The rest are made in the United States of America. I've kind of been buying mostly only USA made knives recently. And my USA made knife collection has grown pretty big. I have, should I count them right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 24 USA made knives, 3 of those in Canada. So let's check them out. There's not gonna be any particular order here. Just kind of, well, actually I'm gonna do kind of like my more base ones and then my really expensive ones last. So let's start out with Hinderer. I have 2 Hinderers now. The XM18, 3.5 inch. This one has been reground. This was originally a Spyderco blade shape, which is my least favorite blade shape from them. It's kind of like a sort of a drop pointed Tonto-esque sort of blade, very thick measurement behind the edge. Didn't really like that, so I had it reground by BGM knives into just a regular drop point with a hollow grind. And I like it much more now. It's got a textured titanium show side scale from Hinderer. It's got the regular stone-washed lock side, some blue hardware in there. And this is actually the filler tab from my Jurassic. And you'll see why in a second. S45VN. This was my first Hinderer and my first expensive knife I ever bought. And so I'll probably always have that in the collection. And then my newer Hinderer, the Jurassic. And this is my favorite. I like this more than any Hinderer I've ever tried. This thing is just fantastic, dude. It's a little smaller than the XM18. Kind of more form-fitting to your hand. I had to enlarge the sharpening choil area to be able to choke up more comfortably. So that's the one thing I had to do to it. Aside from that, I have a nice fancy clip here. And I have the filler tab, which is, probably hear a cat meowing right now in the background. This is a Rick's Special Project filler tab. We got the horseshoe and the horse head. Pretty neat. People complain about aftermarket Hinderer parts being very expensive, and they are. But keep in mind, they have not increased the price of their base knife for a very long time. This knife is $425 stock base knife, and that is extremely affordable compared to a lot of other comparable USA-made knives. So keep that in mind. There we go, Hinderer. This is kind of this Jurassic has kind of reignited my love of Hinderer knives, and it's fantastic. Next up, we got a Demco. This is an AD20 Slim, or is it Slim or yeah, I think it's Slim. AD20S. This is the same size as a regular XM20, XM20, AD20, except it's just thinner. In the blade stock and in the lock bar, and I think the G10 too. The G10 might be the same, but this lock bar here, the shark lock thing, is thinner, and the blade stock's thinner. And it has the drop point blade shape. I forget what exactly he calls this blade shape. It's the drop point though. My last one was more of a clip point, and it was a full thickness, which is pretty significantly thicker than this. I don't remember exactly. This one, however, is 129 thousandths, which is a lot thinner than the regular one. Obviously, it's a Demco. You have the amazing shark lock. This is just a really cool knife. This is like, I think they call it the Flat Earth Brown G10 scales. I have an aftermarket lint deep carry clip on this one. And this is my ultimate 80-20. I've thought about putting titanium scales on it. You can get them from OG Goat, so that keeps it all USA made, but it adds to the weight a little bit. They do good milling on the insides of those, so it's not a lot, but I don't know, I just kind of like the G10 one, and I've just kept it this way. So yeah, love the 80-20. Next up is my only Benchmade, the Shootout, and my only OTF. I own this because even though I don't really like Benchmade, this is probably my favorite OTF that I've tried. Mostly because it is actually very slicey. This is the thinnest blade stock I've ever seen on an OTF. And with this full flat grind, it just slices really good. It's ground really thin. It's by far the sliciest OTF I've ever tried. Usually they're kind of thick, stubby blades, which do not slice well at all. I owned a Microtech Ultratech for a little while, and the first day that I tried to cut cardboard with it, I sold it. It just was not cutting cardboard. So yeah, even though it has a really kind of cheap, plasticky feeling handle, I really like the overall look of this knife. I love the clip. You know, if they made this in an aluminum handle, I would buy one in an instant. I really would. You know, and I've beat this thing up. I did actually like kind of a torture test video with this knife. I checked it into some rocks. I threw it into stumps. I did a lot to it. The only thing that happened was this button popped out, but nothing broke, so I was able to just pop it right back in. It's a pretty sturdy little knife. Not little. It's a pretty sturdy knife. You know, the firing action is really strong. It's just great. I really like this knife. Next up, my Protex. I got two. This is my Malibu. This is a special one because this was bought at my first ever my first ever knife show, the California Custom Knife Show in 2023. This is a limited version, number 17 of 50, and it's got the mosaic button there, really beautiful. Textured green aluminum scales, and this is the Warncliffe bladed version. Probably my favorite Malibu. And this is the snappiest Malibu I've ever tried. I've tried some that were a little mushier than others, but this one is extremely snappy. It's great. I really don't care that much. It's in Magna Cut as well. But I really like it. It's kind of a, you know, nostalgic. It's not nostalgic. What am I trying to say? It's like a memento. And then I have my TR3 Integrity manual button lock here. This one's great. It's a, you know, I kind of want to do a regrind on it because it's not the sliciest thing ever. It's pretty thick behind the edge. You know, the blade stock's not crazy thick, but just the overall grind is a little thick. I'm debating on whether I want to do a regrind on this. I love the dragon scale pattern on these scales, though, or snake skin, whatever you want to call it. Love the clip. And these thumb studs are some of the grippiest thumb studs I've ever experienced. They're just fantastic. The action on this is really good. It's very smooth. Even if you let go of the button, like it really falls nicely. The detent feeling you get with the plunge lock is very good too. Very, very good action on this button lock, and makes a great sound. Just wish it sliced a little better. Next up, we got one from Canada. It's the North Arms Skaha 2. This is an older version when they used to do a stepped milled blade bevel. Super, super cool. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Made in British Columbia right there. So now they don't have these stepped ridges in it, but they do a nice, really almost reflective stonewash on them, which is very nice as well. And this is the snappiest flipper I think I've ever tried. It's just insanely snappy and insanely smooth. For how light this blade is, because it's a very thin blade stock, you know, that just makes it all the more impressive when a very light blade falls like that. It's just so addicting to flip this thing. It really is. Ergos are incredible. They're kind of fat carbon fiber scales. This one has an aftermarket Lynch clip on it. I think it comes with a wire clip. S35VN blade steel, and it's thin behind the edge. This is such a good slicer. Yeah, I really recommend this knife. I hear the build time on these is pretty long. Like when you order one, they make it for you. But man, absolutely worth it. Let's get into some Spydercos next. I don't have as many Spydercos as I used to. I've kind of thinned them out to the ones I really like. And here they are. Got my Shaman. These are Taro Tough scales. And some kind of aluminum backspacer with I think this is an MXG clip. This is one in 15V. Got the triple B logo there. Got some little rust spots. 15V is not corrosion resistant at all. I like the Shaman. I don't really carry this that often though. I kind of gravitate more towards the Native 5. You can see I have 2 of them here. This is my avocado one in 240p, and I replaced the G10 green scales with these green ABW scales. So it almost matches the green that was on the original G10 ones, not exactly, but pretty close. And I have a Lynch, or no, that's an MXG clip, I think. The Native 5 is my favorite Spyderco. It's so good, dude. It's like a mini Shaman. The ergos are just fantastic. It's such a good cutter. It's literally a do everything blade shape. It's actually good at everything. The lockback has a really nice click to it, especially when you get these aluminum scales on it. It makes that a little bit louder. Oh, it's just so satisfying to roll this thing out. You can flick it too. Honestly, I usually roll it out though. It's just incredible. And this is my Maximette one. This one's had a lot of carry time. Same thing, just ABW scales. I think it's the rust color. This one's a little smoother because I've owned it for longer. They break in very nicely. Love the Native 5. And here's my little Native, which is like a mini Shaman, or a mini Native 5. These are some fluted titanium scales from Rip's Garage Tech, really beautiful. This is such a compact, awesome little knife. I carried this for a week straight, and I didn't need anything more than this. This amount of blade can do everything I need. And this one's in 20CV. It's a KnifeJoy exclusive version. Still got the wire clip on there. Yeah. And then here's my my old school Police. This is from I think the 80s, maybe the 90s. You can see the patent on the clip right there. This was back when they were, full stainless steel. It's a full serrated one. Blade steel is ATS 55. Never heard of that before. I don't carry it. Obviously, it's just a cool thing. This is what Spydercos used to look like. From that to this. Pretty big difference. Still got the whole, much more of an elongated blade, but yeah, it's just pretty cool. Next up, let's check out my McNeese Mac 2. This is a plain Jane version in Magna Cut. The F there means flat grind. Some of the earlier ones are hollow grind, and I think this is the Gen 2 version, which has hardware on both sides of the scale. The McNeese is a really great work knife. It's a very simplistic knife. No lock bar insert, no over travel stop, nothing. Wait, does it? Does it? No over travel stop. It's a very simple knife, but very good knife. Great ergos. I love to see the flag right there. It's just kind of cool. Really nice acid stonewash over everything. I really want to get some milling done on this one, possibly sometime in the future. Yeah, McNeese Mac 2, very smooth, great thumb stud action. It's becoming a classic, I think. Chris Reeve, I have a Sabenza and an Umnumzan. This is a small Sabenza, 31. Drop point, got the blue studs. This one's been carrying a lot of snail trails on this. I sent this off recently to Chris Reeve to be sharpened, and I did a little video about it. It took, I think it took about 4 weeks. They say it could take 5 to 6, so it came a little bit sooner than expected. And I could have got these scratches taken out. They could have refinished the handle for me, but I actually kind of like the look of the snail trails, so I had them leave that. Yeah, it's a great little knife, man. I really, really like it. This is actually the knife I usually take when I'm on the motorcycle, because the way it has this kind of extra dip in the clip right here, there is no way this is coming out of your pocket. I really trust this clip a lot to keep this in my pants. It's just really strong, but it's still really easy to get in your pocket. It's not like it's really stiff going in. It's just, it stays in the pocket so well. And then here's my drop point Umnumzan. Kind of a recent purchase in the last couple months, and I really, really like it. It's kind of the big fancy Chris Reeve. It's got the most bells and whistles. It's got the big over travel stop right there. It's got the little point right here for glass breaking. It's got the external stop pins for both the open and closed positions. Very cool. There's no stop pin on the inside whatsoever. It's just a big, heavy-duty work knife that is also really kind of elegant at the same time. All right, TRM. I have a Shadow and I have a Neutron 2. I've had the Shadow for a pretty long time. The Shadow is just awesome. I'm not a big crossbar lock guy usually. As far as crossbar locks go, this is not bad. I did put stronger springs in here, and that helps a little bit. Just not really a crossbar lock guy, It doesn't have much of a detent, and that's really the only thing I don't like about it. I like the closing action. I like to be able to close it by pulling these down, but I just wish I had a snappy detent is all. But the Shadow is an incredible knife. Just ergonomics are fantastic, super duper, insanely slicey. And same with the Neutron 2. This is one of my most beautiful textures on titanium I think that I've ever seen. Definitely that I own. This texture is just incredible. They call it the lizard skin texture. It goes from so small, and then slowly the little diamonds get bigger and bigger. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Great action on this thing too, on washers. Lovely, lovely, lovely knife. This will never leave the collection. And that's it for kind of the, I don't want to say low end, but now we're into the fancy guys. Let's get the Grimsmos out of the way. The Norseman. The Rask. And we'll put the pen in there. The Saga pen. I need the Fiel. I need the new Fiel button lock badly so that I can have all three Grimsmos. I had the Rask first. This was my Blade Show purchase last year. And this is absolutely the smoothest knife that I own and have ever tried. It is so smooth that it really feels like there's almost no resistance as it falls. It's insane. Just insane. Not to mention, it's extremely beautiful. So many cool little details on the Grimsmo. See these little dots around the tooling right there on the hardware? Such a little detail, but really adds to everything. Watch my video on the disassembly because there's a lot of really cool stuff on the inside too that you can't see. This is a really good cutter too. It's insanely thin behind the edge. I think this is the thinnest ground blade that I own as far as measurements behind the edge. Let's measure it again. I think it's something like 4 thousandths. 5, about 5. So thin. Like when you run your fingers down this way, it feels like it disappears into nothing, just a 0. It's so cool. Great blade shape too. Nice drop down tip. I love the Rask. It's my favorite Grimsmo. But I do love the Norseman too, and the more I carry it, the more I like it. It's bigger, heavier. The blade is very heavy, obviously. Kind of a weird blade shape here, but man, does it cut well. I wasn't sure how it would cut until I tried it. Watch my cut test video. It cuts so well, dude. This is great for utility cutting. It really is. Just drag that tip across, and it just works so well. And then this kind of like chiseled tip works so good too. You can like chop down on a rope or whatever you're cutting with actually using this edge. It's so fun. Weird looking knife, but obviously very, very smooth and a very crisp detent on this thing. Extremely crisp. I love Grimsmo. I just love them. And then my Saga. The Saga pen. SPK Lema. Here she is. This one I bought used. And it had a really late lockup, so I sent it back. And he rotated the stop pin, which I guess was all it needed. Sent it back, and the lockup's now about 50%, which is much better than it was. It was almost 100% before. The Lema is a performance knife. This thing cuts so freaking well. We have the stepped milling on the blade, and it's it's really due to the thin grind. Like it's so thin behind the edge here. Almost feels as thin as the Grimsmo. It gets thicker right at the tip, like about here. This kind of section, it starts getting thicker. It's not thick, thicker. It's just such a really, really good user. Ergos are fantastic. If you own a Lema, I recommend that you use it a lot, and you'll see what I mean. Blade stock's definitely on the thin side. I will say it's not the best, most satisfying reverse flick by any means, but it's not a bad reverse flick. It's just not like super crispy or anything like that, but it's fine. I don't love it looks wise either. I like it, but I'm not like in love with it. I think what keeps this knife around for me is that it is so good at cutting, and it's a great knife. I'm not like in love with the looks, and I'm not in love with the action either. Keep in mind, I bought this used, so that's just my experience on this one Lema. I could have a brand new one, and it could be an amazing action. I just don't know. That's just my experience with this one. Pretty good clip too. Next up, my favorite knife, the Rosie. And yes, it is still my favorite knife. Even after getting a lot of these other really nice ones, it's still my favorite. The Rosie is just the best, man. It is such a good reverse flick. The hole is absolutely perfect. The detent is really crispy. The ergos are absolutely fantastic. Just molds to your hand. And the blade is so good at cutting, man. Really thin behind the edge. The way the belly kind of just drops down from the handle makes it really good for this kind of rocking back sort of cutting on like a flat surface cutting board kind of deal. The tip is really dropped down for utility cutting. It's just an incredible cutter. It really is. Nice and smooth. This is number 1449. I love the dark acid wash over everything, and this radial milling is what they call it. I've carried and used this thing a lot, and this will absolutely never leave the collection. My favorite knife. Prince Customs Protean, or the Protein. This is the, what number is this? Let's see. 192. Made on October 2024. This is kind of a sunburst milling with a Zerblast finish. Almost kind of like a silvery look. Looks really cool. Kind of like a dark, more of an acid wash on the blade. You can still see some of the lines from the milling. This is a milled hollow grind. Milled hollow grind. How cool is that? The bevel gets real thick up at the tip, and then it's nice and thin back here. Really, really deep hollow grind on this. Big long back spacer. The clip works amazingly well too. And the crispness of this action is amazing. It's very crisp. Really good ergos. The handle's a little thicker, so it just like sits in the meat of your hand so well. The way the handle is shaped, it's almost like a gun stock. Yeah, it's pretty much a gun stock. And the handle just turns right into the choil, so you can just go right up there. Get as close to the cutting edge as you want to. This jimping's nice and grippy. The only billboarding on the blade is just that little logo right there, the Prince Customs logo. Lock bar access is amazing. Nice and smooth. It is so snappy, dude. It's really, really snappy. The detent ball has like a flattened top to it, which is, I think, how he's achieving that snappiness. But yeah, the Protean is really, really cool. I want one of his new sheepsfoot blade shapes badly. Great size too. It's about the same size as the Rosie. Next up, my latest purchase, the Strider SNG. This is a cool knife that had some issues when I first got it. Thankfully, I have been able to sort those out. A lot of them, anyways. I should do an update video for you guys. I will do that soon. When I first got it, it was not centered at all. It had blade play. I couldn't get the blade play gone without or I couldn't get the, what I'm trying to say. I couldn't get the blade play gone and still have decent smoothness. If I tightened the blade play out, it would just got way too stiff. But I took it apart, I cleaned it, and it's still not centered, but it's much better than it was. Much, much better. If you can believe, it was way worse than this before. I've gotten the blade play out. I have no side-to-side movement now whatsoever. Very, very solid. And it's not horribly stiff. It's still relatively stiff, but it's much better. From what I've read from comments and everything, Spyders are just a little finicky. People have said this body screw matters a lot. If you kind of not tighten that down quite as much, it'll mess with the blade play and the action. However it is right now, I'm pretty darn happy with this. I get a nice reverse flick. I got a nice thumb flick. And it's pretty smooth. And it's only going to get smoother. So pretty happy about that because I really like the look of this knife. It just looks so cool. This is the gunner grip texture here, and it's a double gunner grip, so it's a DDG, an SNG DDG. The pivot is see-through, really cool touch, and it's a Strider. It's just got that Strider look, which I think looks super badass. Also, it's a really good cutter. You know, it's ground thin. I will do a cut test coming soon on this guy for sure. And lastly, it's not last for any particular reason, is my Holt, it's not the Morpheus, what is it? Haptic. It's the Holt Haptic. The Morpheus is the drop point version. This is the SheepSlit. And this is such a good knife. I really like this a lot. I find myself grabbing this one more often than these others. If I just want to like kind of mess with something as I'm watching TV or something, I usually grab this one. It's only got one deployment, but that deployment is so good. This is such a crisp flipper, man. Really, really good detent on this thing. And it's unbelievably smooth. So nice and smooth, man. Also, I don't know if you're able to hear it, but it makes kind of a tone when it flips. It's so good, dude. Really good ergos, too. And this milling on the handle is just exquisite. Look at this. The way it interacts with the milling on the clip, too. This is just a very interesting looking handle. It's not just a flat handle with a texture milled onto it. There's actual like layers and texture going on here. Same with the Protean. It's not just a flat scale with a texture on it. Like there's chamfers, there's grooves, there's dips here and there. I just think it's much more interesting to look at than, you know, just a uniform texture. This is an amazing knife. It's so well built. I love how the tip is flush with the scales up here. That is just too cool. The way the tip just sits right in that little U shape right there, just absolutely centered to perfection. I love this knife. I really, really like it. And I just put a new edge on it, so it's very sharp and it's ready to go. This is a user, not like a hard user, but I absolutely carry this. I carry all these knives, but I'm a little gentler with some of them. So that's it. You might be thinking, where's the slip joints? I'm going to do the slip joints in a separate video, which will be coming soon. I know a couple of people have asked for a slip joint collection video, so that's coming. But just want to do the USA made collection first. So there you go. We'll get the Rosie out since it's my favorite. Thanks for watching. Like the video before you head out. I'd appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's your favorite. If you could have any of these knives, which would you pick? That's a good question. If I said I'm going to give you one of these knives, which one would you choose? Cool. Love you guys. See you later.